Okay, so we're recording. All right, you guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Caitlin Hoffman, and I am a future triple diamond. That's my thing says triple diamond, but that's just me manifesting. I'm a double. So I want to tell you a little bit about how Jayden came into my life, because I'm not even her enroller. It's just kind of like a really funny story, and this makes me like really excited because I like the stories that are a little different. So Leslie is an Emerald leader on my team, and out of nowhere, I got this message from Jayden on Facebook. We weren't friends. It was just a message saying, hey, I watched your video and I had some questions about It Works. And so I was like, okay, I don't know where she found this video. And so I have a business opportunity video that I have my team send to their potentials who are on the fence, just to kind of like help them. And I think it's a really good video. And she decided to reach out to me directly on Facebook to just basically ask me some further questions. And so when I found out she was talking to somebody who is one of my leaders, I immediately like messaged Leslie. I was like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, I'm not trying to steal her. She just messaged me and I'm going to help her out and I'm going to answer some questions. And so she was really excited. And we got to talking and we voice messaged back and forth a little bit. And we kind of went over her concerns and stuff with joining. And then she hadn't joined yet. And I made a post about something business related. And she commented on it with like an emoji, like or a business, a phone interview. I was doing phone interviews basically. And she said she wanted to do one. And so we set up a phone interview. And I did a handful of people that week, and she was one of them. And basically kind of just went over everything. I was like, girl, we already talked about everything. So what is it that like is still having you stuck on joining? And so I'm going to have you kind of tell your story about it a little bit. But so anyways, she ended up joining, and she's charted for executive. She's way past 400 club. Her team is killing it. They almost have their shopping sprees. And it's literally been 18 days. And it's just incredible. So she joined on the 2nd of October, which is actually my anniversary. I joined 3 years ago on October 2nd, and I went diamond in my first 5 months. So I was like, this is like good. Like, that's when I joined, because we kind of had it set up when we talked on the phone that she was going to wait till the 2nd to join, in case I told her in case we released any bonuses, like, because they used to do the first 2 full calendar months. And I was like, well, the 2nd of the month is the best day to join that, because that typically gives you 3 months to earn this bonus if we release them. So anyways, she joined on the 2nd and got going. So Jayden, can you tell us a little bit about you and kind of what had you interested in doing this and what your fears were and what made you finally decide to just, let's do it?
Okay, well, I've been wanting to join It Works for probably 3-4 years, honestly, but I don't know what made me hold back, I guess. I had literally probably 15 Facebook friends, like from like my town even, or surrounding areas, that did It Works, and I kept watching them, and then randomly everybody just quit. Like, you didn't see any posts anymore. Like, everybody was constant with everything too. So then that's what got my attention. And then right when I wanted to join, like I said, everybody just quit. Like, you didn't see more, nothing. So I was like, okay, is It Works even a thing anymore? Like, I had no idea. And so then I just kind of, let it go. And randomly one day I just kept coming across posts. And then on Instagram, Leslie actually got a hold of me, and I was like, who is this lady from Ohio, I think she's from? And I was like, how did you find me and whatever? And I don't know, after she like started messaging me and stuff, and I just thought about it more and more then, I was like, it could actually be like, it could turn into something. And like I said, I wanted to join too. And I mean, me and my boyfriend, like, he has his own custom harvesting business. See, hi. He has his own custom harvesting business. So I was like, well, that would be a really cool opportunity if I could make this out of something and then still be able to go with him, because if I'd have to stay back and, sit and work back at home, I'd be there for, I'd say probably 4 or 5 months without him, just throughout the summers and stuff. So I thought it'd be easier just to jump on it. And at first, the whole $99 thing, I was like, God, I don't really have $99 to spend, and I just bought a Jeep because I'm a very bad impulse buyer. It's not okay. So I just have a brand new Jeep, and I was like, I need that payment, so I need to save $100. Then when I was talking to Caitlin and Leslie, and they told me that there was that $49 deal going on, and I was like, okay, well, I'll wait and see. And then when they told me that if you're gonna join, you should just do it on this day. So I was talking to my boyfriend about it. He's like, just try it, go for it, And so I did. I just went. Was it the second you said?
Mm-hmm.
I just can't remember. And I don't know. I just signed up right away then, and it's been going way better than I actually thought.
You have been like sprinting, like you're on fire. And it's just so funny because you were hesitant. You had lots of hesitations. We had multiple conversations between even Leslie and then me. Like you had a third party validation going on. And so it's just amazing to hear, because sometimes you have newbies that, like, you're the person we pray for, like somebody that signs up that just takes the training and they literally just do what you train them to do, and they run freely. But then, and next week on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm actually going to do a training with Cassie Walker, who is an Emerald leader. She signed up with me and didn't do anything for 6 months, and now she's going Diamond this month. So we're going to talk about like newbies out the gate, like doing really well, and then there are some newbies who start and never do anything, and then just one day it clicks for them and they start running. So there's like two extremes that I'm going to do. So I kind of want you to tell me, first off, your posting is what has caught my eye more than anything. Is like a lot of people have issues figuring out what to post, how to word things, and like you haven't had that issue. You have not asked me for a post. Okay, so I train all of my distributors the same, and I teach my team to like train the same way. And so I know I assisted with your training, and so I mean, you just took it and ran. So like, what is your process with like, how are you coming up with your posting? Do you have a schedule? I know you're doing your polls and your stories, like, and your pictures and your wording. You're literally like doing the Pixar overlays of like your enrollments, which are things that like we do. And it's just blowing my mind that you have caught on very quickly. And so I kind of want you to just walk us through that process.
Like with my posts and stuff, I don't even, honestly, like I told you earlier today, like I don't even know what to say to that when, like you guys ask, like, how do you do it? How do you do all this stuff? Get so many people just that fast. And honestly, like the only thing I do is I've been watching your trainings, you know, and then I have like the list of, the top leaders that you said to follow. I've been following them. I literally base everything off of like the top leaders. Yeah. That's literally what I do. And then I just put it into my own words. Like I was a college student, so I'm still dealing with the college loans and, the jobs and stuff like that too. So I can kind of say stuff like that because I've been in that spot. And I always use like the one thing, like since I'm a farm kid and I'm not used to the like 8 to 5 every day and sitting inside, like I don't want to do that. So that's another thing that keeps pushing me. It's like, I want to do good at this, so I don't have to do that. Yeah. I guess I was a very, very, very shy person. Like, I kind of still am, but honestly, my biggest thing is Instagram. Like, I really don't have a lot of people from Facebook. Yeah. Like, my main posts and everything, people I talk to, everything, it's literally from Instagram. Yeah. And
that's fine, because there are people who work solely Instagram. Now, they both have their positives. Like, Facebook's really good with host-to-post, which I saw also. We're going to talk about host-to-post, but, like, I see people tagging you. You're already doing host-to-post. Like, I don't know how many questions you've been asking Leslie, but in the 3 chat that we have going on, like, you've not asked me about host-to-post. So, like, it just, like, I love how you say, like, I've just watched your trainings and then, like, taken what you've given me and I'm just applying that. And so we say this over and over again, you guys. Don't reinvent the wheel, okay? follow the leaders. If you want to trade places with Jade, follow and do what she's doing. You want to trade places with me, follow and like study my page, study how I'm wording things. I share a lot of my conversations that have led to enrollments in my team page so people can read these. Like you can see how simplified I've kept the conversation. I know you ask questions about like how to reply to people sometimes, but not as many as some people. And it's not bad to ask a bunch of questions. Like, so I don't want this to deter anybody from like asking questions. It's literally our job to answer your questions and like help walk you through things. But you guys, I train everybody the same way. Some people take it and run with it like her, and some people like just feel so lost. And so that's all that I did. Literally, somebody said, follow Jade on YouTube and watch all of her videos. And I just did what Jade told me to do. And I try to complete my steps to success every month. And I literally went Ruby in 3 months. I missed Emerald by like a little bit of volume. And then I went Diamond in month 5. And all I did was what I was told to do. So I love that you said that. You're like, I'm not doing anything special. It's just I've just done your training and you've started applying that. Have you found it hard to fit this into your schedule?
Actually, no, not at all, because throughout the day, I'm literally just sitting in a combine or a truck or the pickup anyways.
Yeah.
So, like, I can kind of understand, like, my two girls underneath of me, they both have, well, one of them has, like, a job as, like, a CNA, you know, so she is not really able to post a lot. Like, I understand that, but I always try to get the point across that even if it's a post a day of something, you know, like, just do it and don't be scared. But, like, the other girl, she doesn't have a job, I guess, but she's more scared to post. I think that's kind of her thing. And then when she does get people, like, I know she's got potential. She posts and she's got 20 people, like, commenting on it, you know? And then I message her, I'm like, girl, like, you better be making sure that these guys, like, are buying from you. Like,
yeah.
You know, but she's always like, well, I don't know what to say and I'm bad at this. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I get kind of frustrated sometimes, not gonna lie, but I don't know. I don't know. I think I can fit it in so good with my scheduling because I don't have literally like an 8 to 5 job.
Yeah.
You know, but I just, like you said too, like, I can't stress enough that even if it's a post a day, like, that's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's something that is going to be part of your growth is your leadership. You're going to learn how to walk with your walkers and run with your runners, and you won't get frustrated with people. And it's hard when you've got like 2 people. And it's like, those are the 2 that you're working with. But as your team will continue to grow, you'll have to, I mean, you're going to adjust. You're going to do just fine. I have no doubt with that. So you've been using your polls and your stories like really well too. Have you been coming up with those on your own? Are you watching other people's and just getting inspiration like you are with your posts?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was you that said that you use the polls and stuff. And it was on that the boot camp page, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been like, some of them I take like from either you or some of the other people, but then some of the other ones actually come up with like myself. So it's kind of a mixture, I guess, but I try to do at least like one different product a day, I guess, and go from there, or else like I'll post it and say like swipe up or something.
Yeah. So are you getting so loyal customers are kind of like where we have everybody focus on, like, because you're trying to get your shopping spree and stuff. And those are honestly easier than loyal customers. They really are. Distributors are the harder part. They're the harder part for a reason. But when I started, I enrolled 7 loyal customers my first month. That was it. I didn't sign any distributors. So you have 7 under you plus 2 distributors. And I don't know how many of the loyal customers you've placed under your team if you have it all. But I know they've got customers under them too. So like you're already doing way better than I did when I started, which is exciting. But like, are these people your warm market? Are these people coming from your polls? Are these people coming from cold messaging? How have you gotten your loyal customers? Let's start with loyal customers.
So the first was the first post, the hair, skin, and nails post. I had like a full page of girls that wanted to do that, and some of them I went through with it.
You're
and
cutting
some
out.
of them.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
Do we have service? Okay.
You might run out of service for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, make sure you tell me because we're almost there and then I will have service.
Okay, you're good. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, so I had like 5 from that hair, skin, and nails post. And then I do have some that are from like just I'll put a product or a post or a poll, I should say, out there. And they'll vote on it. And it's like when they vote, I'll give it a couple minutes and then I message them right away. And be like, hey, were you interested in like, what was it, the coffee post, I think, or coffee poll, I think it was. And I asked that because sometimes people just end up like clicking through their stories and they
accidentally
just yes.
Yeah.
So I just verify that. And then when they say like, yeah, I actually am, I'm like, oh, sweet. And I don't want to sound salesy. Like I try to tell my 2 girls underneath of me, do not sound like a salesman.
Yes.
Like just talk like normal. Be like, like, okay, this is what it is. If you don't know, like, it's all listed on your website. Just click the product and it's right there.
Yeah.
And, like, I've literally, like, scanned that whole website to make sure I know, like, if somebody wants to buy it, like, okay, here's how you do it. It's here, 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 and here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's just, my main thing is probably from the polls. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, it's good to have what we call like a call to action. Like they're kind of making that initiative. Like it's a quick button. Like they don't have to like reach out and type out to you. But like if they can click a button, yes, I'm interested. And it's like your job to reach out, like for whatever reason, that's just so much easier. So like a call to action, like really, really helps, especially with signing distributors. Just making a poll or making a thing that says like swipe up and reply info for more details. So I like doing those a lot. Are you cold messaging people?
I was at first, especially for like signing like a distributor up. I was, but I found that it doesn't really work, and it kind of like creeps people out.
So cold messaging for distributors does, in my experience. Now customers, like no issue. That's how I sign 95% of my customers. But I mean, imagine if somebody reached out to you and they're like, hey, would you like to make money from your phone? Like, girl, I don't even know you. Like, that's got to be a scam. So, and like, too, it's like, I think Cheyenne did a training for our team a while ago, and she said that she used to cold message for distributors, and she would sign people, but the people that she reached out to that she was like, hey, would you want more info? They'd be like, yeah, sure. And then they would sign up and then they wouldn't take it real seriously because they didn't need it. Like she offered it to them and they took it versus somebody who's like stalked your page for like a year and they're just in this desperate situation where they're like, I need this business. And those are the people that join that like really work. So like she said that like she quit doing that. But are you cold messaging for customers?
Not so much.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been adding like nonstop on Instagram, like followers, I should say. Mm-hmm. So, and normally though, like when I follow them and they like request to follow me back and I accept them and I do a poll, I would say probably 95% of the new followers actually take action on the polls. So I really don't have to do so much cold messaging because they already vote on that. Or if they even like a post, I'll like give it a couple minutes and then I'll message them. I really don't do a lot of cold messaging for customers, because like I said,
but for now you're doing well with what you're doing, so keep doing that. With host a post, so kind of tell me how you're utilizing that, because I saw it all over your Facebook, like so many people were doing them for you, and I was like, yeah, she's doing host a post too. This girl's amazing.
So the host a post, I just came across that like when I was going through the whole like boot camp deal, and I figured I'm like, well, heck, I'll just give it a shot, I'll try it. And I didn't. I literally texted my sister And I was like, okay, for my host to post, what should I do as like a gift card? Should I do coffee or is that lame? And she's like, Jayden, why would you do coffee? And I was like, oh, Starbucks, come on, Taylor. Like, and she's like, no, do Target. And I was like, okay. And I'm pretty sure Cheyenne, I think I saw did all that. And I'm pretty sure that's what she was getting at, is like a host to post deal.
Yeah.
So that's how kind of the Target deal got in my head. When Taylor said that too, I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do Target.
Yeah.
So I did that. And honestly, I only had I had people comment on it, but I only had, was there 4 or 5 people who actually posted to their wall stuff. And I did cold message whoever liked it or commented or even said I don't know, or put an emoji or something. I immediately messaged them, and I had one lady who actually did go through and she did do the coffee. And it was, after she purchased it, I asked her, I'm like, hey, would it be okay if you would put on your wall, hey, I just ordered this keto coffee from Jayden, and tag me in it, because I added her on Facebook also. Yeah. And I was like, could you put a post up that says I just ordered it, I'm so excited, and whatever. And she did, and there's 3 or 4 people that actually asked, what is this, or actually reached out to me honestly and asked hey, what's this coffee deal about? Yeah. So I have there's 2 more potentials that are thinking about it yet. So,
and I want everybody to don't forget this, utilize your customers as a connector as well. So this is referral. You're getting it because this girl already signed up, and you're just reaching out to your loyal customers saying, thanks so much, I'm really excited. Would you mind doing this for me? A lot of them are willing, and guess what? It's a free host to post going on. And something you can do, you can create a referral program for yourself. So you can tell them okay, if you find 2 other people to do this challenge with you, you can be entered to win a free wrap. And then that will enlist them to even reach out to their best friend or their sister and be hey, I just signed up for this hair, skin, and nails challenge. Can you do it with me? If I find 2 more people, I can get a free product or something. You know what I mean? Asking them to do a host to post to kind of reach their friends list, or just kind of a referral program incentive. You can do whatever you want with. So I don't want people to forget about our loyal customers. And guys, your loyal customers can make the best distributors. They can, because they have already used the products. They, when you talk to them, they get to keep that same discount plus start making money. So I've had a lot of people who were loyal customers who, were taken care of really well, and love the products, and I offered the business after the 3 months if they didn't already reach out. And they've already got these pictures and these testimonies to help get them going, which is exciting. Now, did you try the products before you joined the business? Had you ever tried the products before?
I was Leslie's loyal customer for a couple weeks. Yeah. Before I joined, so technically no. I mean, I did buy the coffee and stuff from her. And then after, I think it was a week or so after I started using the coffee, I'm this is actually very, it is really good. And I could tell the difference that it did to me. So I was well, heck, maybe I'll just jump on it. And as I when I join, as throughout the years or whatever months and stuff, I can just keep using the different products that I choose to. So I don't technically know, not before, but kind of yes.
Yeah. I love that. I did not. I was just in a desperate situation. I had never heard of the company and never tried the products. I didn't even know what we sold. I was just I need to make $500 from my phone so I can stay home with my kids and they don't have to go to daycare. And so that's what I did. And I became resourceful myself, you did. You know where your resources are. You go to your website first and you're telling your team, go here for information. You have all of these tips and things available to you just like everybody else. How are your conversations going with your loyal customer, your PLCs and PDTs? Do you feel you're word vomiting, or are you keeping it simple? Are you following the LC combo seal the deal video that Jade has that we sent?
Yeah, I'd kind of try different things to see kind of what works best. And it's different if I like know the people, I guess. If
Mm-hmm.
I know them, I can talk to them like not so salesy for some reason, you know, and just kind of like talk to them about the products. And even if a lot of them actually come to me, you know, about the products and stuff, and I'll like message them and back and tell them about it. And sometimes they say like, well, okay, I don't know if I can afford that or that much every month or something. I'm in college, you know, and it's like, okay, well then maybe you'd want to like join and be like a distributor, you know, and like make money. Like I always try to like flip the conversation if they say that they can't really afford it
Yeah.
and stuff. And then I don't know, with like potential distributors, like it's kind of been hit and miss. Like I'll get them to like respond back and be like, well, what do you sell? And I don't come out and just say I do It Works. I don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I say like, well, this is like, I list the products, you know, that we have for, or that we sell. And then they are like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. And they'll ask, you know, like, how much is it to join? And a lot of people ask like, well, how much have you made already? Is it easy to make money? You know, and it's like, you can't, no one will be able to say yes or no to you because it's you, you know, like it's, if you're going to come in, like, are you going to actually put effort into it? Because no one's going to be able to walk into, you know, a company and just expect to make millions, you know, like you actually kind of have to work at it a little bit. So it's kind of, my messages are kind of like hit and miss. I kind of try to keep it simple, but like I said, I don't come out and say that I sell It Works. You know,
if they're watching your page, they're going to figure it out. You know, and that's how I do the same thing, like very like nonchalant. I'm like, well, we're a health and wellness company with over 50 plant-based products. We sell a range from this to this and this. So unless they ask me like the name specifically, like they can go look on my page and figure it out. Because sometimes it does get our name gets a bad rep for just people who have been distributors that have treated their customers badly or whatever. Like people think that they've heard things. And so I like to make a better, like good first impression first. And like you said too, with the people who say they can't afford it, I always offer the business. And I'm like, okay, like no worries. I completely understand. Since money is tight, would you instead be interested in learning more about what I do to make an extra income from my phone? If so, I'd love to help you. So, like, don't forget to, you know, flip the conversation there and they tell you like they can't afford it. And it's like, okay, if you can't afford $33 a month, like you could use this business then. Like you're telling me you need more money. So like, let me help you there. So I would say that you have caught the vision for this business and like the possibilities right away, which is kind of, it took me promoting to Ruby to kind of catch it. I was just like ignorance on fire and I was just doing what I was told. And like my paycheck was like quadrupling every month. And it was like, I was trying to complete my steps to success and, you know, just sign customers and sign distributors and follow my chart to promote. That's like all I was doing. I was word vomiting a lot on people though was the thing. When I started, we didn't have polls. We didn't have Facebook Live. We didn't do host to post. It was literally like cold messaging and I posted 12 times a day. It is not that now. I post 1 to 3 times a day now and I use my stories and lives and polls and stuff like that. So like we're always evolving. But what was it that like, I don't know, I guess made it click for you? Because some people are so hesitant when they're starting. It's like you joined to make money. So what are you doing sitting on your hands for? So like how, like, I don't know, like what has it been for you?
Like I said, I don't know. I joined, you know, for a reason. I didn't want $50 to go like down the drain. I wanted this to be something. And maybe it's different for me being that, you know, my boyfriend has his own business, you know, and I want to be there with him because I mean, that is my job also, you know, is we run combines together. We're both in the field at the same time, you know, like I'm a farm kid. Like I never wanted to go back. When I was in college, I was forced to have a job and I hated my life. So I don't want that, you know, and I just keep telling myself all the time too. I'm like, I know I can do this. If everybody else can, or the top leaders, how did they get there? Why can't I do that? You know, like, that's always my mind thought is I can do that. You know, and that's why I stress so much to my, like, 2 team members right now. I, like, because they're so hesitant and they're so shy. So shy. And it's like, I was at that point too. You have to just break loose and just let go. You know, like, reach out. Well, I don't know half the people I ever talk to on Instagram. I don't know any of them. I don't even know what state they live in.
Yeah. But that's like the beauty of social media and reaching out to people. Like, number one, I'm extremely introverted too, but like, it's a lot easier for me to talk behind my phone than it is to talk in person. So I wasn't hesitant to talk to people on social media, because if I was in person, my head was down. I was avoiding eye contact with people. If somebody did start some small talk with me, I would like stumble on my words and end up saying something stupid or backwards or like dyslexic. And it was just like, my husband would start laughing at me when we would get in the car, and I would just be like so embarrassed. I'd be like, what did I just say to them? Like, it was so bad. But like social media, like, I'm able to stop and think for a second before I send it, make sure it's not like too word vomity. When I'm talking to people now, obviously I've been doing this for 3 years. So for me, I can keep everything as simple as possible. And I know what works for me now. You know, it was pretty much trial and error when I started, kind of like what you're doing. You're like, I'm playing around with different things. You know, answer the question that they're asking. Like, don't word vomit on them, you guys, and like give them so much information. Somebody just asked, is there a class for how to use Instagram? Go on YouTube. There's so many training videos out there. YouTube has like everything. I've got one in particular about how I use Instagram, but it honestly needs updated. I really need to do a couple updates on some of my training videos. But what was the other thing I was going to ask? Am I taking into this? So I would say that part of you running with this business is you've had a pretty strong why. Like, you want to, you know, be with your boyfriend and not work, you know, the 9 to 5. And so for me, it was, if I didn't start making money, my kids were going to daycare and I was going to have to go get a job. It was like life or death for me. And I think that's what kicked me in the butt. So if you're having trouble, you guys, like trying to get your gears going, maybe you need a stronger why. Like, for real, like sit down and really think about it. Make a dream board. Do you have a dream board?
Not yet, because I haven't been home in probably a month, but
okay. I made a dream board almost like right away when I did this, but like it's right here now and it's like bigger and better. But like, I stare at this every day, you guys. Like, make a dream board, watch The Secret. Kind of once you, I don't know, once you find something to start working towards and really push you, you know, you start putting your excuses aside and you use your why as your reason instead of your excuse. You know, I could easily use my kids as a distraction and a reason why I don't have time for this business, but I joined this business for them. So they cannot be my excuse when it comes to trying to work my business. What are your goals like in the next like 90 days? I'm just curious.
Hopefully, I have literally probably 4 potential distributors that message me literally every single day and ask just a bunch of different questions. You know, so like if I could get those 4 to just say yes, and you know, like I've been stressing so much this last like probably 2 weeks, and if Brooke and Alexis, if you guys are watching, you guys will definitely agree. I've been messaging those 2 constantly. I have them in a group chat, and I keep saying, you guys, we're doing a live, just us 3, so I can explain like how the team and levels and what PV and BV and whatever, anything that you have questions about. But they're so scared that they don't want to do that. And so one of my goals is that I'm going to get them in a video chat and we're going to talk about it and they're going to get to know each other.
Yeah.
That's how I am. Like, I am just like, I like when my team, like we all know each other. You know, I think that makes it so much easier to actually accomplish things. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's one thing. And then, like I said, just get at least those.
Oh, no. Oh, Where'd she go? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, are you there?
Yeah, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you now. You like disappeared and like muted yourself and no, you're good.
I don't know, that was bad.
It's okay. I love the aspect of our team too. Like our team is so close knit, like family, like hardcore family. I love each and every single one of these people, and people I've never even met, including like yourself. Like we just work really well together. So I love that you want to have that relationship with your team. I love that you're already leading like right out the gate. I didn't even know what it was to be a leader when I started. I really didn't. I was like, this is what I'm doing. Okay, you're signed up. Like here, like I learned myself. Like here's a bunch of Jade videos. This is what I did. And so with time and your growth in this business and your leadership, you're going to learn different things to do to help. But like you're already doing better than I was doing. So that's really good. But you do have some great people to learn from. So I will say that. I don't know. I just feel like you have gotten everything right out the gate. You've not been hesitant with like posting and messaging and adding. And like you said, like you just did your training and then you started applying those things. Does anybody have any questions for her? Like feel free to like pop those in the chat. But what is, I think give me like your top 2 tips on like just how you're working this business.
One thing is definitely like don't be shy. You know, like it's okay to reach out to people, and like I always think too, like I was so I always want to just text, you know, like just message them, text them, and now I'm literally at that point where it's like, hey, this is my number, call me. You know, like that's me. You know, and I've come so far. Like I've been in this like 3 weeks, and I'm like over my shy point. You know, like I keep in, like I said,
I just now got people on the phone. When I got you on the phone and like those handful of people, it's my first time getting people on the phone, and I've been doing it for 3 years. So like it took me 3 years to start getting people on the phone. I hate talking to people on the phone. I get like the sweats and I do something stupid. And I kind of like, when Jade started talking about these like phone calls, I was like, nah, what I'm doing is working for me. Like I'd rather have my mom call and make my doctor's appointments and like my husband call people and deal with like everything. And that's not my thing. And then my Allie Harden, my diamond, she was like, I started doing it. It's a game changer. You guys got to get over yourself. And I was like, okay, well, like Allie's telling me to get over myself and like I need to try something different. And they went really, really, really well. So like I'm definitely like more comfortable with it now, and it's easier. Like I feel like our phone conversation was a little different because we had already had like a previous chat, and a lot of the people that I did the phone interview with I'd never talked to before. So I love that you're trying to get people on the phone. Do you do anything in person? Are you like blitzing or?
I really haven't done much in person. I haven't really seen much variety of people in the past couple months. I've honestly been trying to get my boyfriend to do the rap deal, but he won't go along with it.
Yeah.
But
he'll come around.
So yeah, I guess not so much in person unless it's like my mom and my sister mainly that I've talked to in person. But yeah, other than that, and I was gonna say one other thing with like the tip is like my 2 girls under me, they always say, well, they like I'll message them like they're interested in the product, and then they just ignore me. They just won't say anything back, you know. And like I tell them all the time, I'm like, it's okay if they do that, you know. Like that was me too. Sometimes if I'd ask questions about something and they like give me my answer, I just like won't message them back because I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's,
or you get busy, or you were like in mid reply and then like the baby started crying, so you put your phone down, then like you just got mom brain, so then you completely forget about it. Like I've had so many people that are just like, I completely forgot to reply. And you guys, like, you have to understand, our job isn't to have every single person in the world sign up and convince every single person you talk to. Like my job is to offer the products in the business to everybody, and it's up to them whether or not they want to take it. So like if they want to tell you no, if they want to leave you on red, if they want to get a little bit of info and decide they're not really interested anymore, that's okay. Don't get caught up on those people. Now, once interested, always interested. So they're not going to sign up when you want them to sign. They're going to sign up when they're good and ready. And I've had people, you guys, that I cold messaged 2 years ago who left me on red, And then they reached out like recently within the last month and they're like, hey, I'm interested in your hair, skin, and nails. I'm like, and I always like to scroll up to see if we've ever talked about it before. And I'll be like, I cold messaged you like 2 years ago and like you didn't say anything. It's like they're signing up now because I'm still here 2 years later and I've been consistent and they came to me for a reason. Messaging is planting a seed, you guys. And then from there, it's just kind of like they're going to start creeping on you. Like even if they like ignore you, they're probably going to go to your profile. They're probably going to start seeing what the heck you're talking about because they're afraid to respond. And they're going to just start watching you. And so you have to have that mindset. And if you get caught up on the potentials who, you know, people say they're initially interested and you like make your list and you're really excited and say, you know, you've got these 20 potentials now and like you're trying to get everybody to like to sign up. If you get stuck and hung up on those 20 people and you forget to reach out to new people, like you're going to kill your business. Like you have to, don't get caught up on those potentials and just consistently talk to new people every single day. So just once you have potentials, it's great, you guys, but like, don't forget to keep talking to new people too, and keep posting and keep messaging and keep adding and getting new eyes on your posts and stuff. Like being successful in this business is a formula, and it takes all of these pieces, you know, together to work. So you just have to keep doing this. Have you found it hard to stay consistent with anything?
Not really, honestly. I've been, like I said, I just post, I try to do like a different product post a day, you know, yeah. And it's just kind of whenever I have time, I guess. So I would say probably not so much for me.
Are you posting about other things not business related?
Yeah. Yes, I was just going to say those life posts, I'm serious, are a big deal. Like, yeah. They are.
You have to. You just have to. I know for me, like I said, you guys, like I don't cold message for distributors. So like all of my potential distributors come from life posts and they come from doing polls or, you know, the call to action things. And so, you know, you guys, you can sign customers all day long and like make a couple $100, or you can sign a distributor, teach that distributor how to sign their own customers and distributors, and kill two birds with one stone. And like, you guys want to make the big money. Jade always messages her. She's always been like a huge DT enroller. And once, I think she told us this one time, like, if you want to be successful in this business, you have to be really good at signing distributors and teaching those distributors how to sign their own customers. Because like once you get good at signing customers, then you can sign your distributors and you can teach them how to sign customers. And then they do that and they get their shopping spree, and then you teach them how to sign distributors. And it's just like, you know, if you guys aren't doing live posts, at least like you're, you know, it's self-sabotage. Your business is not going to grow. Your paychecks are not going to grow. You have to start getting new people in, and you can't just sign 3 distributors and be like, okay, like I'm good. Like I'm just going to like work with these 3 and like, you know, hopefully no, like my entire first year of distributors that I signed, and I signed at least my 6 steps every month, you guys, not a single one of those people from my first year are with me today. The people that are taking me to triple are people that I've probably signed within the last year or have come into my business within the last year. You know, so you don't get caught up on the people who quit, because I've had people quit and come back to me and be like, I'm ready to do this again. And guess what? They're coming back, and they're coming back to me because I'm still here. I will be here 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. So I'll be here when y'all are ready. Like, so I try not to get like hung up on any of that, but some people are going to walk and some people are going to run. You walk with your walkers and you run with your runners. And like, you just keep signing new people each and every month, because Jayden, you're a game changer for Leslie and for my team. Like, you're incredible. And so it's just one day you just came into our lives, like this one person, and like one person can change your guys' business, but like you have to keep bringing them in. And once you go diamond, you know, you unlock a whole part of the compensation plan when it comes to, you know, cabs in the fast starts and stuff. So like license to print money is definitely at diamond, you guys. So like run, sprint there. And this analogy was used on the training that Allie did the other day, where she kind of used a plane taking off of the runway as an analogy for your business. Like, if you want to get your business going and rolling, you have to create this momentum, and like picture it as like an airplane sitting on a runway. Okay, If your plane is going 50% speed, don't ever expect it to take off. Or if you start and stop and start and stop, your plane is never going to take off. You have to stay consistent. You have to just keep going with it, and it'll eventually go. And that's exactly what you're doing. And you're just incredible. And I have a couple people who are also newbies on the team, Raven and Corey. I told them I was going to give them a shout out, but like they came into my business. And this is another thing with signing distributors, you guys. You might sign a distributor who signs a distributor before they quit, who signs a distributor before they quit, who signs a distributor before they quit. And like 10 levels down, you could find a Jade Hooper. And it happened because you signed that one person, and then they signed one person who signed one person who signed one person who signed one person. And like all those other people quit, and that's fine. But with compression and everything, like you still got that person. And so with Raven and Corey, I didn't personally sign them either. I signed their upline, and she signed Raven, and Raven signed Corey, and like they're killing it. Raven is now charted Ruby as of today, and Corey is executive. So they're working on their first promotions too. And so you guys, like you just enroll new people each and every month, keep going with the life, but just keep going. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're just taking what we've told you to do and just implementing that, you guys. So like, don't overthink things. Don't overcomplicate things. Like just go, just go. And it's just it's a breath of fresh air. And you remind me of me when I started. And, I'm just really excited for you. I hope you go diamond before I did, because you're already ahead of me where I was at. So I'll give you my timeline, and then you can make it like a personal goal to beat me, and I will cheer you on every step of the way. Does anybody have any questions? What's a cold message? So, I mean, it's basically just reaching out to people first, asking them if they would be interested in the products or the business, or doing a host post for you. 95% of my sales come from me reaching out first. I can't tell you how many people I've messaged who have been like, oh, I've been wanting to like talk to you for like a year. I just keep forgetting to message you. And it's like, a year? Like, just hit that message button, girl, and talk to me. But yeah, so many people are just either afraid to reach out. I've never had anybody be nasty, because like I said, my job is to offer the products in the business, and it's up to them whether they want to take it or not. Somebody asked, what are your daily goals?
My daily goals are, so like all the potential customers that have voted on my poll, I guess, and I've reached out to them. They've talked to me a couple times, and then they just like stop, and sometimes it's late at night, so they like fall asleep. The next day, I make sure that I go in and I re-message them and be like, hey, did I catch you at a wrong time? Or something. Like, you have to do that. Like, I can't stress that enough, is you follow up, you know, whether it's the next day or a couple days from now. And then when people ask you like, or they say, oh, yeah, I'm not going to do it today, how about Friday? That's payday. I always write that down, like in my planner, that message this girl. So literally my daily goals are to at least try to sign 2 people up, or finish a full conversation with at least 2 customers.
Yes.
And like yesterday, I signed one customer up who did like the host a post for me. And I did, my best friend actually, she kind of messaged me, and she's been using It Works products, and I thought she was like under somebody, like an LC for somebody, and she wasn't. So she's been a retail customer just ordering, and I just happened to text her yesterday and like talk to her. I was like, what are you doing? Like, why did you just text me now? So I made her, I was like, you go to my website right now and you sign up. And she did last night. She did.
That's awesome.
So like, sometimes you have to be a hard ass, and I'm sorry that I might be that person that a lot of people don't like, but sometimes
you know what, some people, I mean, there are a lot of different color personalities out there, and like what works for you might not work for somebody else. But like, I love what you said about the following up. Like, I always try to leave a conversation with a date, whether that's to follow up or whether that's to sign up. And so I've never done, like, I'll do follow up Friday, but like, I feel like people used to just like wait all week to follow up every single Friday with every person they talk to for the week. For me, it's always been like with my gut, like, does this person need me to push them a little bit more? Like I have a very good intuition about people and kind of just knowing how I need to handle each person. So like that's been like very helpful for me. But I ask them if they're interested. They say yes. They tell me what they're interested in. I give them a brief description of the product. I ask them how it sounds. I lead the conversation. They say that sounds great. How much is it? Or they just say that sounds great. And I'll be like, perfect. And I give them the price anyways. Like it retails for this, but my 90-day product clients get it for just this. And they'll be like, well, what's a 90-day product client? And then like, I give them the description. I'll be like, does that make sense? And they're like, yeah, it totally makes sense. I'll be like, perfect. Sign up takes 2 minutes. Is now a good time to walk you through it? And they'll be like, no, not right now. I get paid next Friday. Perfect. They go into my calendar, or they say, yes, I'm ready now. Perfect. Here's how I do it. So like my conversations are literally the same every freaking time. They're short and sweet and to the point, always following up with people, whether, just trying to get names into my calendar. Now, because I want to make a point, have you had somebody give you a date and then flake?
Yes. And she was actually she still is a potential distributor.
She will always be potential. If once interested, always interested. So never take her off that list. Unless she blocks you. And then.
Yeah. Oh, I've had that multiple times. I've had people block me because I like to make a point about things, and then they block me, and then the next week later they'll re-add me. So.
Whatever.
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever. I guess my feelings don't get hurt that bad, I guess, when somebody turns me down. But yeah it's happened.
Yeah, and it does happen. So Allie Frazier, she said something one time and was like, if I'm trying to get like 4 loyal customers signed up this week, I'm trying to get 12 names in my calendar for this week, because the odds that all 12 are going to sign up are, to be honest, just not likely. So she's like, if I want 4 people this week, I'm trying to get 12 potentials in my calendar that are telling me they want to sign up this week. And of those 12, probably 4 will sign up. And so like, you just keep them on your list, you don't delete them, and like follow up with them. And, or if they were interested in the wraps and they kind of fell off the face of the earth. Like you said, like the first follow up I do for people is I say, I'm sorry, did I catch you at a bad time earlier? And they usually always say, yes, I got busy, or the baby, or work, or I thought I replied and it's just sitting there and I never hit send. Or they don't say anything. And then I'll follow up like a week later and I'll be like, I'm sorry, did I piss you off or something? And then no, but everybody always responds to that one. They're like, no, because they don't want you to be mad, like think that they're mad at you for not being mad. So like I've had a lot of people respond to that one and be like, okay, perfect. Like I was just like afraid that like I upset you or something and I didn't mean it. So I kind of like turned back into like the soft person. And I'm just like, okay, well, what further questions do you have for me? I don't say, do you have questions? Because they could say yes or no. I say, what further questions do you have for me? And they will like tell me like what's going on, and then try to get a date out of them for that. So yeah, that's kind of how my follow-ups go. And if they don't respond after the piss you off thing, they stay on my list. And like I said, if they were interested in the wraps and we have a deal that pops up on wraps, I will reach back out to them and be like, hey, I know the last time we talked, you were interested in the wraps, and I just wanted to let you know that they just, we just have a BOGO deal released, and I wanted you to be one of the first people in on the deal. I've only got 10 spots or something, create a sense of urgency with it. So that's helped. Sometimes you can randomly message people like a month after that and be like, I know you said you were interested in the wraps, but I actually had somebody drop out for a hair, skin, and nails 90-day challenge and was wondering if you'd be interested in that. If they don't respond to that, they're either going to block you or just kind of, I don't want to ever come off desperate. This is just personally how I run my business. Like, if you don't want to sign up, I'm not going to try to beg you and convince you to join as a distributor, because if I have to do that, I probably have to beg you to work, and like you're just going to be wasting my time. I don't want customers to feel like I need them and this is for me. I always make this about them and helping them reach their goals. And like, if they don't want to sign up for me, like that's fine. I'm going to go sign all these other people who do want me to help them, and make sure like I'm putting like my screenshots, like overlay, like you were doing, like anytime a customer signs or whatever, talking about, I've got 10 spots, and then showing your next snap about, somebody signed up. So you're like, oh, now I only got 8 spots. It's like, okay, like that's fine if you don't want to sign up now, but there's like plenty of other people in line from a discount. So it's just like personally me. I don't like to come off needy or whatever. And it's like, people are like, wait, why isn't she bugging me about this? Like, they go, oh, well, maybe I am interested since you're not, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's like my brain works and thinks weird. Does anybody have any other questions or do you have any like closing remarks or anything? Anything that any videos that you think have like really helped you that you could recommend? Do you watch videos, I guess?
Yeah, I really don't watch that many videos. It's all, honestly, a lot. I go back into like the boot camp page.
Yeah.
And I go through like the units and stuff, and I get a lot of stuff off of that, and sometimes I like tweak them. But like literally, I'm not getting like, I just like the people or the leaders that I followed. I like, since you're following them, you can see their stuff, and I base it off of that.
Yeah.
You know, and, like I don't remember, somebody was saying, you know, like the life post, and I never thought life post would be that like would mean that much, I guess, to your business until you, like I did 2 or 3 of them now and stuff, and that's like huge. Like you get, like I got a lot of people off of it, you know, and a lot of them I've messaged and they've all read it. Some responded like, well, can I get more information on it? And then I give them more information, and then they don't say anything back to it, you know.
Yeah.
And then I just leave them hang there for a couple days, and then I'll follow back up. And I was going to say one other thing is, just because one of my distributors is having a hard time with it, is like the adding people on Instagram and stuff. But your page, you know, is huge. Like, was there a video on it? Yeah, I think it was a video of how like your Instagram or Facebook should look or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I based it all off of that. And
was it my branding video?
I think so.
I think I sent that to you because I think you asked about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was a video. So that was probably my one video that probably helped me the most, is like your page has to be interesting, because then I like put myself in other people's shoes too, especially. And I always use Instagram. Like I say Instagram because that's my main, like that's where my main customers
focus. Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that was, I put myself in their shoes. You know, it's like if I get a random like request from somebody, I'm gonna immediately look at their page, you know, and then it's like, is it gonna be interesting? Yeah. You know, and if
are you gonna be able to relate to them? Like, why should you follow them back?
Yes. So I've told my one distributor that, you know, I was like, you're like, especially your picture, like your profile picture should be like brighter and like not really dark, and
it I don't know, like your face and not like your shoulder or your dog.
Yeah, and I honestly like having your profile set to private kind of helps in a way too, because people are gonna want to add you just to see like what your posts are all about too.
I definitely recommend private when you guys are starting out, especially like as you're following. So I was private up until I hit 7,000 followers because I felt like I hit a ceiling. And so I went public. I did like, there was a couple weeks I went back and forth between private and public and private and public. And I finally committed to the public thing. And part of the reason is like, I can see a lot of insights and stuff, and I can see a lot of my yoga posts and a lot of my like outfit posts now, they're saving my post. People are saving my posts. Like, and so I know I'm adding value to my followers now. So it's kind of, it was interesting for me, but once I have 7,000 people, you guys, it's not like 500, but I just finally got to that point where I just made that switch. And, but I highly, highly recommend like the private when you start, and like just really working on, like she said, your profile picture should be of your face or of your body, somewhere where they can see that you're a normal person, and like just bright and eye-catching. And then like work on your bios, you know, put something in your bio. How do you see that people are saving your content? When you're a public account, you can, and I run it as a blog, so it's kind of like a business Instagram now. I can see insights. So it's just like a couple, like a different, like the business public. In order to do a business account, it's got to be public. So I think personal blog is like the topic I suggested. So like that's like for later, but it's definitely helped me now because I know what my followers are interested in. It tells me like the demographic of like how old people are that are like checking out my page, and so now like I can start tailoring my content and my branding to like what my followers like and showing them more things but that's way later for like branding. But you did touch on it, like just, you know, kind of paying attention to what you're talking about now. And how do you switch to personal blog? Honestly, I don't know off the top of my head because I did it a while ago and I only did it the one time, but it's in your settings somewhere on Instagram, or you can just YouTube how to switch your Instagram to a personal blog account. YouTube has the answer for everything. Be resourceful. So, okay, you guys, any further questions? I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, somebody said I went diamond from Instagram alone, then double with the help of Facebook. And I was the complete opposite. So I went diamond strictly through Facebook, but I was posting the same thing to Instagram that I was to Facebook. And I was growing every day on my Instagram, but like I really didn't see much engagement until I hit about 1,500 to 2,000 followers. And that I hit diamond in 5 months. And so once I did that, my numbers on Instagram were at a good point to where like I could switch. And if I felt like I hit like, I don't know, like a stall on Instagram, that I kind of focus more on Facebook. And I've always gone back and forth now. Now I'm probably 90% Instagram, I would say now, just because I feel like that's the bigger market at the end of the day. And I have a bigger brand going on there now, which it's taken me 3 years to get to that. But what do you say when someone says that their friend loves the products? What do you mean when you say that? Like you reached out to them and asked them if they were interested and they just replied back with their friend loves the products? I would have to see a screenshot, I guess. That's like my thing. Like I have to like be able to read it and then I can tell you what to say. I mean, that's good if they're saying that their friend loves it. Okay, so you reached out and just I would just kind of investigate a little bit and be like, is your friend a little customer with somebody or do they sell it? And then kind of see what she says and be like, well, have you ever been interested in anything? Or, you know, what are your health and wellness goals? I can recommend some things for you to try. Or asking her what her friend uses. I guess it kind of just depends. I hope I'm answering that correctly for you. It's really hard for me to do it without reading the actual message there. Okay, well, Jayden, thank you so much for doing this. I've been saying I wanted to do this for a while, and then like at least a week or two, like you've only been doing it for 18 days and you're just blowing my mind. So it's like, it's really incredible and it's really refreshing. And you guys, like if you're, I don't want to say frustrated, but like if you feel like your business has taken a stall, okay, fresh blood can bring so much life into your business like Jayden has for our team, okay? Just having somebody new and excited, because enrolling distributors, and Jocelyn Yates has a really good video on this, enrolling distributors is like a deck of cards. Okay, you just imagine a deck of cards and you're flipping it, and that first card, that first distributor to sign is like a joker. They sign up, spend $99, and then never talk to you again. And that's happened to all of us, okay? And then the next card you could flip, number 2, could be your ace. Or you could get, you know, maybe you've got 4 aces lined up at the very bottom of the deck. Like, we don't know where everybody is, like, but I'm just telling you, if you feel like you need, like, a breath of fresh air, like you better be enrolling distributors, because you're going to find those new people who come in and just bring life into your business, and you get excited again because these people are excited. And like, that's how you stay out of ruts, and that's how you stay out of stalls, is enrolling distributors, you guys. Now, just real quick, you can have 100 distributors, but if there are no customers, nobody's getting paid, okay? So that you have to find this balance, but I'm telling you, distributors are killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and they just help you stay excited, and we can work together. And I'm just really excited to watch your journey. I'm going to send you my timeline, and I'm going to challenge you to beat it, because I think you can, because you're already ahead of the game. So it's really, really exciting. And like, don't wait 2 years to go double like I did. So, Yeah, you're doing fantastic. So thank you for doing this. Thank you guys for everybody jumping on. This is being recorded. I'll get the recording up tonight, probably within an hour here. My internet and computer, they do pretty good with getting it up. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much. Have a great night.
Yeah, thank you.